Wakey, wakey, rise and shine.
Take a deep breath and relax. It's all going to be fine.
Time to get out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put it on. This is your summer radio station. You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world. No, the universe.
Oh, well, good morning. It is, what is today? Today is May 26th, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. I don't know.
The day, who knows? The days kind of flushed together. I don't know. I just happened to look at the date and I'm like, well, let's just mention that. Anyway, it's the day after Memorial Day. How was your Memorial Day weekend, TK?
It was great. It was great. Got in contact with a lot of my guys, so it was cool to see that everyone's doing well.
That's awesome, man. I didn't do much.
Yeah, how was yours? Well, what did you do? I know you did a lot. What are you talking about?
I watched a few movies. I watched a few TV shows. I went to my mother's house. We had like a pool party.
That's where that food came from.
Yeah.
I was like, you definitely did not cook that.
I did not cook that at all. I would not even attempt to cook food like that. If you want to know what he's referring to, my Instagram story, I highlighted a little bit of what I was shoveling in my mouth on top of the pizza I got on the way home. Oh man. Anyway, it's been a few days since we did this because we had a few shortcomings, which are all my fault.
Oh man.
But no, some cool things happened in the pop culture universe in the last few days that we could touch on, and then we have a guest joining us today around the 8:00 hour that will be asking a few questions, hanging out with, doing a small interview. So that should be pretty fun.
Hell yeah. Exciting news.
Oh yeah. Hey, real quick, shout out to Jim Lee. He raised over $600,000 for comic book shops just by his sketches.
Dude, I'm gonna start doing sketches. See if I can help. Well,
dude, that's some serious money. And he's not even done with it yet. He said, I still got more time.
This is not even my final form.
Right? Which I'm curious as who decides who gets the money. Because I've seen comic book shops that have completely went out of business during this time. So I'm curious, is there like a
times? I
know, is there like a website that you go to if you're a shop owner and like, hey, I need to pay my mortgage, or I need some extra cash to pay for these sub boxes, which I've been seeing a lot of. Like, I know Donny Cates got highlighted for paying sub boxes in his shop, but a lot of other comic book creators have been doing that across the country, which is kind of cool. That they don't get the same recognition, but I wanna recognize, because I've been seeing different live streams and different people talking about, this guy was awesome. He wrote this indie book and he came into my shop and he paid off everyone's sub boxes that haven't paid in the last couple of weeks. I thought
that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
I feel like a lot of artists should have done that. Like a lot of artists should have, done what Jim Lee has done. And I don't know. Is there anyone out there doing the same?
I know Rob Liefeld.
Oh God! Out of all the artists,
Rob Liefeld, man. He, people want his drawings, man. He's got like this hardcore fan base. It's kind of
which is cool.
Cool. It fills the void. You see what he put on Instagram over the weekend?
Not too sure. Maybe not. Depends.
In his story, he I'm not sure if he drew it or if he photoshopped it, but he has a picture of Deadpool with a gun in his left hand, holding Mickey Mouse upside down with a bullet hole in his head. Throwing shots at Disney.
Because of the whole thing that he was interviewed and spoken about, and he was like, it's Disney's fault or Marvel's fault for not having like the next project installment in or whatever is going on with Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Which I could understand. Deadpool 1 and 2 had extremely low budgets, and they grossed over $800 million a pop. That's pretty damn good.
That's money right there.
Why wouldn't you make a third one? I guess it would be kind of hard to tie that into the actual Marvel universe, because
you shouldn't. Don't just continue. It's not like I'm like, oh man, I need Deadpool in the Marvel universe. Nah, he's been doing good by himself. If you guys can't do it or it's too complicated for you guys, just make his own movie.
That's true.
Again.
It doesn't have to be connected.
It would be cool, but
Hey,
que vamos a hacer?
that's what I'm saying. Real quick, the
Muffin Man?
do you know the Muffin Man? Hey, I could eat a muffin right now.
Dude, I could eat too.
Nice blueberry muffin out the oven. Yeah, it's pretty good. We put a little butter on top of it. Ooh, that's why I'm fat. Oh man, Steve Carell, The Office.
Yeah.
All right, now imagine his character, but working for NASA.
Oh yeah. So I saw something on that, and I was like, what is going on?
I think it's this Thursday. Netflix is going to put out their own movie called Space Force, which is like Steve Carell is the protagonist, and he's dealing with going into space. He's the one of those government officials. I'm not sure of the exact title, but he is in charge, I guess, of the Space Force.
And what is this?
I have no idea. I know it's a straight up comedy. I seen a little bit of the trailer, and it's like he's having a conversation, and he leans back and puts his feet up on the desk and launches a missile into space. Like like some crazy stuff that Steve Carell, like Michael from The Office is almost like a buffoon, but he's really smart at the same time.
God, what a fantastic show!
It really is, and it stood the test of time because it is just you could just keep watching seasons 1 through 8, and then start right back at the beginning all over again.
Yep.
So I'll be excited. It comes out the 29th, which I think is like this Friday, this Thursday,
around there. Yeah,
this Friday. So it'll be out tonight, or tonight. It'll be out this Friday. Oh man, let's see.
In time, you can show when the.
It's actually a TV show. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a TV show.
Yeah,
even
10 episodes.
Even better.
Get a little bit more content.
Yep, comedy as well.
Oh yeah, I do want to shout out some people in the chat. We have Ash Williams. How you doing? Ash Ketchum. Hey man, not to say about Pokemon, but Pokemon? You know what I I think it was.
Are you stirring your tea or coffee while talking?
I'm sorry. It's very easy to do that. I was watching and I watched it from like 11 to like 2 in the morning. I couldn't stop watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I still haven't seen that. I don't know. Some guy with arrows on his head and arrows on his hands and arrows all over. And
so this guy is like supposed to be like the next savior, and he gets frozen in time for like 100 years. And when he comes,
sounds like Captain America.
Actually, yeah, it really does. And then he gets defrosted and comes back, and then he has to save the world, right? But he's a kid. He's only like 10 years old.
Did he betray one of his friends?
No,
his best friend?
Well, the premise is, I guess, he didn't want the responsibility of being that person. He just wanted to be a kid. So he got on his flying bison and flew away. And
flying bison? Wait, hold up. You can't just throw that in there like it's nothing. He has a flying bison?
Yeah, and he crash landed in the ice and then became frozen. And now he's defrosted and he comes back. But the amount of world building and in-depth story that they go into, it's kind of remarkable. So that's what I've been doing. I've
been hearing great things about. Well, I always heard great things about that show.
They said the spin-off show Korra, which is the protagonist is one of his best friends, has her own spin-off show, I think, on Netflix now, and they're saying it's probably one of the best
spin-offs.
Female-driven spin-off shows to ever exist. So that's kind of cool that they're able to finish a show and then introduce like one of the characters from the show in a new series and just have it still have the same fire behind it and the same fan base pushing it.
Coolio. So I like to hear something like that. Something like, yo, this show is amazing. Let's do a spinoff, and it's still amazing. Bam.
Right? Oh man. I was seeing something else about a bunch of other shows. Inuyasha.
I'm sorry.
It's another popular anime from like 10 years
Damn,
ago.
you really taking this anime seriously, huh?
Look, man, when I start doing something, I like to like do like a major deep dive into something.
Of course, I like deep diving too, if you know what I mean. You feel me?
Oh,
I like
man.
looking for that treasure as well.
But it's really cool. So I guess one of the main characters, they had children, and 10 years later, this show is now about those kids. So it's like reigniting fans from that show from like the past decade. And it's really cool. They showed a little bit of the artwork. I'm going to try to see if I can shoot it up on Instagram later on today. The artwork looks like David Mack did it. Like that's like how iconic of it. I mean, David Mack. I mean, come on. He's freaking awesome. But like the exact style, it looks exactly like David Mack. So I'm not sure if his name's attached to this or someone inspired by him, but no, this looks pretty damn cool. I'm gonna get all into this. All right, we got Kachun in the chat. He says, "Hey guys, what's up? Commute time for me. Well, I hope you have a good drive to work in the morning."
How you know he's driving? Got him. He could be
Ooh.
on the train.
That's true. He could be riding a bicycle. I just prejudged his form of transportation to work. Oh man, Sloth, how you doing? Rob Boswell, I need someone to pay off my pool box. Look, man, I went to my pool box. I had nothing in there. I was like, damn, this is crazy.
Damn, I'm cheap.
Hey, speaking, today's Tuesday. Happy DC New Comic Book Day, by the way.
Oh God, I forget.
Hey, this is the time to get new comics right now.
Oh man, and there's definitely a few. I have to contact my LCS.
Midtown embraced it. Check this out. Midtown embrace. If you go to the Midtown Comics website, which is probably Midtown and DCBS are two of the biggest online retailers for new comic books every week. Midtown now split up their new comic book days to the May 26th and May 27th new comic book days. So you could get your Tuesday books and then you could get your Wednesday books, which is kind of crazy.
It's official.
Oh yeah.
Official.
I've seen some pictures of comic book shops opening their packages now from Diamond that are coming with extra padding and bubble wrap. So Diamond's trying to say, hey, we know that there's competition out there now, but look, we're going to take a little bit of an extra measure to put bubble wrap with our comics when we ship them to your store.
Yeah.
Which doesn't
Please
help.
don't leave us.
It doesn't help with the quarters. Yeah, it just seems like it's a little bit crazy. We're having the distribution wars of 2020.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's what that Diamond. What did Diamond expect? You know, like, hey, I'm definitely going to stop all distribution. So,
well, it's crazy because retailers are coming out saying that Diamond, because people are
diamonds aren't forever.
No, diamonds are they? I don't know. Ask Rihanna. She had that song, right? I want to say it's Rihanna. I'm not sure.
Who?
Rihanna. Diamonds are forever. No, that was a Jay-Z song or Nas song. I'm trying to think. I know it's a rap song. It's like the chorus. Oh man, you're messing with me, TK. You're messing with me good. I can't get that out of my head now. I completely derailed my train of thought. Oh man, what was I saying? Comic book shops. Oh, so comic book shops that are still getting their DC books from Diamond and not Midtown. Now they're experiencing DC books being delayed from Diamond. So Diamond's like, look, DC, we're not even going to ship your books to retailers until you guys drop the bullshit you're doing with DCBS and Midtown and just come right back to daddy. Midtown got some cojones.
Midtown, not only Midtown's like offering to distribute and stuff like that, but on top of that, I'm pretty sure they're receiving books from Diamond as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're receiving their Marvel books, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Marvel books are being shipped on time, and they're nice and pretty, all packaged as well.
What if Diamond's like, Midtown, you're not getting the comics?
Could you imagine?
But then what does Marvel say? Marvel's like, hey, man, we're trying to give them the books. What are you guys doing? It's crazy. It goes through like, what, 3 levels? So it's Marvel themselves doing the comics or whatever they do, send it to the freaking Diamond or the printing before that, and then send it to Diamond, and then they distribute. It's crazy.
So is your shop still closed?
Yeah, my shop is still closed, so I haven't read a comic book
Binga.
unless like the Unkillables. But other than that, I haven't read anything.
Oh man. Well, if you were to buy any books today for DC, are there any that have your eye on?
I gotta see. I gotta see which ones are out for DC right now.
I know we got Basket.
Yeah. So I'll get Basket. I'll get the Lolo Woods,
Lolo.
right?
Hey, that Jenny Frison variant looks freaking awesome.
I haven't even seen the covers. To these books.
It's the girl with, she has all blue skin with bright green eyes, and she's bleeding out pink.
Ooh! Oh,
Yeah.
didn't you show me that? Wasn't
I
that
might have.
Oh man, and I fell in love with that cover too.
It is a gorgeous cover. Like
I fell in love with that cover.
Jenny Frison's color palette is so unique. Like the way even like with Wonder Woman, anytime she uses colors, like she makes it her own.
She knows how to capture that
That essence.
But I know Avengers. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Today's
DC new comic book day.
Yo, what do I do with my life?
Oh man, we got He-Man and Masters of the Universe. I was gonna say episode 6, issue number 6, which has been surprisingly really good.
He-Man
and Masters of the Multiverse. If you haven't read it, I recommend you actually read it. It's actually not bad at all.
I gotta definitely check that out.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a bunch of He-Man fans out there. Like, look, when I heard of them coming out with a He-Man book, I'm like, oh great, I'm not gonna read that. On a whim, I picked it up and I was like, wow, this ain't that bad. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else for DC for today. Oh, we got Teen Titans 41. I don't recommend picking it up. I will pick it up to read it just to see if it's any good. It kind of fizzled out for me when we got the other, who was this villain we've been waiting for the past like 20 plus issues, and then it was just Damian Wayne. It was very lackluster and kind of ticked me off, but I'll pick this up just because I was like 30, 40 issues into it, so I might as well
keep going, dog.
Yeah, it's like a hate read.
Money.
It's like a hate read. Not that I hate it. It's just very disappointing.
Damn. Remember that guy Red X? Did you watch the Teen Titans show cartoon?
I watched not Teen Titans Go, but the one that came out before that on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, remember the Red X character? Or
he was all black with the
yeah,
white.
Yeah.
And it was Robin, or no,
who
was it?
Yeah,
it was Robin.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was Robin. Yeah.
That kind of sucks, dude. Now that you say that was like, why did I think of that before? God damn it! Oh no. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I tried to play Call of Duty tomorrow, and I tried to play Call of Duty yesterday. I'm
Jesus, tomorrow you're living in the future.
Hey man, my mind's on the future. No, I tried playing a little Call of Duty. I was like, you know what? I need to take a break from watching movies, so I tried to play Call of Duty, and the servers went down.
Got him.
So I'm like, you know what? That's the universe telling me, Pendejo, go ahead and watch a movie. So I went ahead and I watched John Carpenter's The Thing. Is that one you've seen?
Ooh, are we talking about the classic?
From 1982?
Ooh. What's his name? I forgot the main guy.
I have no idea what his name was. But
what?
I'll tell you what. That movie had the most unique set of fucking I can't even describe to you what I seen in that movie. It was a great movie. I've never seen anything like that before. I've never seen anything. I think I'm gonna upload that to my Patreon before I do it to YouTube, because that thing was
it was cool. I think it was Kurt Russell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Kurt Russell, and there's so many legendary scenes in that movie that we still use nowadays and we still remember, especially with the head.
Ooh, what head?
I mean the head that disattached and everything like that. And
dude, the head disattached and turned into a fucking spider and fucking try to crawl away. I was like, dude, I don't even. What am I? Did I take ecstasy or like some type of hallucinogen? Like, this is insane. Like this fucking monster just doesn't want to die. No, this alien. I'm sorry, because it was an alien.
This creature, this thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, speaking of killing, how do you feel about Child Play TV show, Chucky.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely about that. I'm dropping a video today on that.
Ooh.
Chucky, the TV series.
Ooh.
It goes. There's a lot of great things about it because you still got the same creator, the one that did Child's Play 1, 2, and 3, and then it went into some weird cult, cult of Chucky and stuff like that. But then Don Mancini, if I'm saying it correctly, is the creator, and he's gonna go into the Charles Lee Ray story, which is Chucky, the guy that actually took over. I forgot the word. I'm looking for that word, but over the doll itself and became Chucky. And we'll get to see more on that. And it's also awesome that we got a TV series because you can always go more in depth. I like watching a movie and then they making a TV series out of it.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy. It's like Snowpiercer. That's what they did. They
I can't wait to watch that. I downloaded the movie and I've been sitting there and I don't know why I haven't stepped up to watch it because I really I genuinely want. I was gonna watch it that Sunday that it came out, and I've been hoy no mañana sí. Today no, tomorrow yes.
That's how the thing goes.
So the Snyder Cut isn't the only thing to come to HBO Max. We're gonna get your favorite group of
gargoyles,
fifth graders. Now we got South Park. It's gonna be leaving Hulu, moving its way over to HBO, and then any new episodes they'll air about a day after they air on Comedy Central, right there on HBO Max, which I guess is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I always enjoy putting on South Park and having a good chuckle.
I don't know. South Park never did it for me, man. I'm gonna be one of the few. Yeah, man. I'm just.
I was like that with Family Guy.
Funny. The jokes are funny, but I'm also a visual guy.
Sure.
And it's like, I just can't I can't fathom taking it all in with the whole choppy, cartoon thing going on. I don't know why, but I should give it another chance. I saw it when I was younger. I haven't seen it since. And definitely Family Guy, just that all these other shows that came out. And then you got Rick and Morty, that is top of the tier kind of cartoons. So it's crazy. It's great though.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to South Park was always taboo in my house. My mom wouldn't let me watch South Park, but when I went to my cousin's house, that's when I see South Park. And I don't know. I guess I have nostalgia memories of South Park, so I'll sit down and I'll watch it. And they're very clever with what they do. Highlighting pretty relevant to date topics, but formulating it around humor. It's kind of why I enjoy it. I don't watch it often. Now Family Guy is one I never really got a chance to get into, which I probably should have because I hear nothing but great things. But I mean, growing up, I was always a Simpsons kid. Always.
Definitely. Simpsons is what is that, on 20 seasons or something like that? I don't know.
Oh yeah, they've been going around for a long time.
They're in it to win it. I'm definitely a big fan of the Robot Chicken as well. Robot Chicken.
You know what's so funny? I love Robot Chicken.
Me too.
It is an awesome show. I really do love Robot Chicken and Adult Swim. I feel like almost the majority of shows that they put on Adult Swim are pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely some comedic stuff going on for adults. I really like.
Have you heard of Toucan and Bertine?
No, that's too long of a title for me.
It's a show about Toucan, the Fruity Pebbles bird.
Yeah,
Toucan Sam. Yeah. So it's a TV show wrapped around those type of species of bird. And it was put out on Netflix. It was canceled after the first season. And,
damn!
And Adult Swim comes in clutch and picks up and buys the show outright and is about to release a second season on Adult Swim.
Ooh, I got to check that out.
Dude, what a crazy cool time we're living. Look what happened to Lucifer on the CW. They canceled it and Netflix came in clutch and picked it up for a fifth season. It is so cool that we live in a time where you could get so invested into a show and one streaming service or cable network decides to cancel it and the highest bidder can come out of left field and pick it up and bring the whole show to their platform.
Like it was nothing. I
Right.
need that kind of money.
Right? Like here's $100 million. Let me get the title to the show.
That's the kind of money I really need.
Oh man, that's awesome. Now, the fact that Adult Swim did this is going to give me enough interest into watching it. I want to see why they took out the big bucks for this one.
Yeah, man. See what's going on, what's behind that. And there's a lot of canceled shows that are getting picked up and renewed, and I just hope we get like Constantine. I know Swamp Thing is what going to CW,
Yeah,
which is weird.
It is so weird. It
Ain't
literally
nobody want that shit.
It literally seems like they're trying to, like, they don't have new content. They're trying to put out Swamp Thing, and maybe I pray that the ratings get so freaking high on Swamp Thing on the CW that executives over at the CW are like, look, we got to do some type of season 2. People are going crazy. People are flipping cars over in the street. They are riding. We need a season 2. I want a season 2 of Swamp Thing. I want to be able to get invested in a show like that. We are getting a season 2 for Doom Patrol, and that's going to HBO Max.
Ooh.
So that should be dope. Finally,
yeah.
Finally, we're giving a DC titles mainstream viewers, which is awesome.
Top tier. So what does that mean for the whole go to my DC app and watch it? That's not going to be available like that. Well, how do you feel about DC like having so many what you call it? You know how they have, as you just mentioned, they're going to CW. Like, now what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to get HBO for a CW DC show when we had DC Universe app.
Well, you could buy the DC Universe and cancel all your other streaming services because they're all going to be popping up on the DC Universe app the same day too. It's kind of, the DC Universe app should just have, I don't know, the animated shows, the TV shows, like old ass movies, and then just all the new comics.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree because they can't handle TV shows.
Yeah,
so
dude.
give it to, like, you know, big networks as they're doing with like HBO. HBO is a fantastic network to work with. Definitely like things that are coming out of there, and you got the Snyder Cut. So one of those high.
Yeah, I've been hearing so many negative things about it. Like I don't understand the Snyder Cut because I haven't seen Justice League yet. But the amount of people I see that are happy, and then the amount of people that I see like, this is so bad. You guys are teaching fans that this is the wrong way to be a fan. I'm just like, yo, it seems like these Snyder Cut wounds cut deep.
It's a big thing in the game right now.
I guess.
I mean, I could give my 2 thoughts about it.
Let's hear TK's hot take.
I've seen it, and
you seen the Snyder Cut? TK seen the Snyder Cut.
I seen Justice League. Imagine that's a whole big headline,
right?
For
Dude,
today.
Fucking TK goes viral. TK seen the Snyder Cut.
People asking me, I'm like, yeah.
You were like, I was at the private showing with Zack Snyder in January with the DC executives. You know, just a typical Tuesday night.
But I've seen Justice League, and yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the whole film. And then Zack Snyder, he had to during the making of the film, he had to step down because of personal problems that happened and personal issues. But come to think of it, a lot of people are saying like, hey, listen, there's like 80% of the movie that was redone, or like that's not a part of the Snyder Cut. Now, with that being said, that makes a lot of sense. Like, hey, if there's 80% of my material that never came out for the movie itself, like, I got something to show. My second take was like, all right, so how much they're gonna change, which goes into that 80%. I was like, all right, so that's a lot to change. That could make a big difference for the whole movie itself. Now, my question after all of this happened was like, all right, so what if the movie does really, 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 really well? But now we have this new Batman. We have, you know, we're not getting Ben Affleck anymore. Like, what's going on? So I even spoke about this yesterday in the Pop Culture Live show, but it's like they can actually expand with this. They can actually improve what's been going on and see if they could actually, since Wonder Woman and Aquaman are still happening, And the Flash, I don't know, after he smacked the girl or whatever he did, choked the girl. What was the actor? I don't know what he did, but anyway.
he wound up choking her like in the street on camera, which is slightly terrifying, dude. The Flash has gone evil.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, what can you do? So they could actually end this Justice League movie moving forward with the whole new DC universe and with the whole Robert Pattinson, and try to answer that question of why Robert Pattinson's Batman. Like go back in time, and now you got this Batman, and now you can make another Justice League movie kind of film. I don't know what they're gonna do. Either way, I think it's gonna be hard, because if the movie sucks itself again, and we just waited all this time, and the fans were been going crazy, and that movement been active for so many years, and they got to push for $20 to $30 million to continue this production to make it actually happen, then that would suck. That would be crazy. And then if it does really well, people are gonna want more, and it's like, we have nothing else because we changed up Batman and stuff like that, and some characters and actors. So you never know what route it will go. But $20 to $30 million. Did you know that, Perry?
Yeah, I heard it was, I haven't, it's like I said, I haven't seen the original Justice League, so I'm not sure, but it sounds like it's a completely different movie than what's already been out there.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they're making it seem. Because you remember, they're like, how much can you really change a movie when a movie's bad, right? And then they say, like, well, that wasn't my final cut. Like, how much can you really change to actually make the film really good? Unless they didn't use like 80% of your material, 90% of your material. Now that makes complete sense. That's a total different movie right there. That's totally different film right there. So that makes sense. But they kept trying. Now with that push, they're trying to create something for the push for the Suicide Squad movie.
Which I need to dive into those next. I actually I put a poll out in my community tab. How do I jump into the DC universe when it comes to movies? Someone told me to start with like the original Superman, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and watch some oldies.
Oh man, those were some good times and some bad times.
Oh boy. I don't know, but I mean I'm gonna do it. So we shall classic. See. Ace said, "Have you watched Star Wars yet?" I did watch Star Wars: A New Hope. That should be out. I want to say later today, but probably tomorrow. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to chop it up into 3 parts like I did to Civil War. I might do 2 parts just because there's so much that happened. So I mean, we'll see. I did watch The Thing last night, so I kind of want to pump that out there because I've been getting a good amount of people asking me to watch that. So I'm trying to get people what they want to watch. Let's see. Zeke says I'm still up, and yes, Korra is fantastic. I'm sure it is because I've been enjoying the Avatar: Last Airbender. That's been a pretty great little show. James Watson, how you doing this morning? The Immortal Biggie Shack, good morning to you. Karim, how's it going? Good morning. A few people joining us today. I appreciate everyone who is here early morning with us on this Tuesday, DC New Comic Book Day, because we are not getting any Marvel indie titles yet, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles now. Can't do anything about that. Oh man, I'm like so tempted because I haven't talked to my shop owner, but I'm so tempted to be like, look, if you guys get your books on Tuesdays, can you just give it to me? Like, give me all the books. I don't want to come back here twice a week. This is a little annoying,
Yeah, because they do get their books for Wednesday on Tuesdays. So I mean, like, and can I just swing by late night?
Yeah, let me come right before you close. Or if you guys close at 8:00, I'll pull up in the back. I'll knock 2 times. I give a secret code so you know it's me.
Is the best.
and just let me get my books early. Why are you gonna make me come back at 12:00 in the morning? I mean, at 12:00 noon the next day. I don't know, man. It seems I don't know why DC. I mean, I understand that DC's trying to release the rest of their titles alongside the rest of the other media that's coming out on Tuesday. How do you change new I'm sorry, I feel slightly upset about this. How do you change new comic book day, man? It's like a ritual for me.
The only answer for me is that they're desperate. That desperate.
they want to be different.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, definitely you're gonna be reading DC titles before you read Marvel titles. So I guess that's
I
a
guess
pain.
that's their insight. I mean, DC has some pretty good books. Last week I enjoyed DC's Unkillables way more than I thought I was going to. It ended pretty awesome. I'm excited for the next series to come. This week there's really not too many titles I'm too thrilled for. I'm excited to see if Teen Titans picks back up, but that's about it. You know, I'm not a speculator, so I don't care too much for Punchline or what's the new clown guy?
The Clown Hunter.
The Clown Hunter. Yeah, I don't care about some guy wearing elbow pads walking around Gotham City trying to fix his inner issues.
Damn, bro. You gotta play him already. Please let him come out. Now I'm interested, but not interested as in like flipping the book or like making so much money off the character or whatever.
That's what it comes down to now. You know,
I know, but like
once the new book comes out, it's like either you get there at 12 o'clock, wait for the doors to open and elbow
or
your way.
Done.
Or yeah, if you're not
or you
elbowing,
get that 1201.
if you're
and you miss out.
if you're not throwing elbows and grabbing your inhaler and booking it to the back of the shop to get your books off the wall when that new spec book comes out, you're screwed. You're gonna pay triple the price on eBay, or you're just not gonna get the book, which is kind of sad because
it is sad because you got all these guys that are major big fans, and you know they're not gonna get their hands on the book.
It sucks, man. Which
and they love reading.
Look, I guess you could argue, well, it should have been on your pull list. But damn, bro, how many books you want to put on my pull list? You know, I just don't want to be the guy who commits to like getting 40 or 50 titles a month, and I'm unable to pick up my pull, and now the shop is sitting there with $200-$300 worth of books, and I can't pay it. I'm sorry. And then they're like, well, it's okay. We're going out of business anyway.
Well, fuck us, right?
You know, that's why I like to keep my pool list super tight. I only get a couple titles on the pool, and then I get the rest of the books off the wall, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, there's only a certain amount of titles that I never drop, which is 2 titles, 3 titles, whatever titles. It's, you know, Batman.
And it's fun. It's fun looking at the wall and seeing all the new books and then grabbing them yourself.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
picking out your cover, you know, doing all of that. I don't.
It's like a fun process.
Because you don't want to get all the books on your pull list, because then you're just going there
and walking in and you're just picking up. You're like an Uber Eats driver now. You're just walking and picking up and leaving. You know, you're not experiencing the. That's how I like to make it an experience for me on Wednesday, because I don't get to talk to nobody about books or like in the real world. So I go out to my shop. I walk to the back of the book. Sometimes I race people to the back shelf. I grab all the new books that I think are cool. And then I make my way back. I get in line and talk to people. I might look at some statues. I might, talk about, hey, this is why you should stop reading Teen Titans, or this is why you should pick up this indie title right here because it's freaking awesome. Check out this writer. Check out this artist. Like I get to have these in-depth conversations with people. That's kind of would go away if I just walked in and picked up my sub pool and walked out.
Of course, there's always a hunt to it as well. It's like even with the brand new books. So I go to the wall and I'm like, oh man, I don't see my book. Wait, somebody probably hid it. Let me see. And I start looking at little stacks. I'm like, somebody put, I don't know, Batman behind Justice League or some weird way like that. And I found the book, and you're excited and stuff. I mean, again, I don't go to the shop looking for speculated books or looking for some crazy things. I go for what I like and what I'm reading. So it's like I don't care. And usually at that time, I don't care what condition the book is, as long as it's not like too badly beat up. I just grab the book and I'm like, all right, it has spine takes, but I'm gonna read it either way. I'm probably gonna give it a spine take when I'm reading it. So I don't,
Look, I'm happy because I've been to shops where they don't bag and board anything. They just take the books out the box and put them, on the shelf, which is like, I guess most shops do that. I guess I've been spoiled.
Yeah, you spoiled little brat.
So my shop, they had the cool, like the resealable bags too. So they throw everything, they bag and board everything, and they put them up on the shelf. And if you don't want the bagging boards, you can take them off when you get to the counter if you want to pay like the extra 30 cents. So none of my books are like ever touched with.
Yo, take my book off. Take my book out of the bag and board. Yo, I do my shit myself.
No lie, this guy came in and I was in a hurry, and I only had there was only 4 or 5 books that week, And I grabbed my books off the wall. I went back up to the front counter, and this guy must have had like 25 books that he picked up. And it looked like he picked up multiple copies of like the same book. And then he looked at him. He's like, I got my own bag and boards at home. Can you take them out? Like, he didn't even take them out himself. He told the shop guy, he's like, yo, take them out for me. And they just sat there for like a good minute, just taking out all the bags, taking the books out of all the bag and boards. And I was like, damn, dude, just fucking take the bag and boards and get the hell out. You know, like you're wasting my time right now, you know?
I mean, 30 cents when it comes to 25 books. That's
yeah, that you're come on. You know, like let's be real, dude. You're buying all these spec books to flip them online. I'm not stupid. He's not stupid. You could afford the extra $2. You know?
That's funny.
Let's see who else we got here. We got Jay Blitz. We got Mark the Cuddy Shark, all the way from Australia. How you doing? The Art Chemist. We got Blind Shot. Who else we got in here? Big O. How you doing, Big O? Comic Book University. Good morning to you, and good morning to Comics Misexplained. Luis Ramirez. Who else we got in here this morning? A little bit of Flexter. Mark Spector. Jigs Kingdom. How you doing, Jigs? I feel like I haven't seen Jigs in a long time.
Yeah, I've been hearing that his internet's been off.
Has it been? Because there was a time where I was spending about 18 hours a day with Jigs. If you guys don't know, Jigs Kingdom used to pull off very I'm
pretty sure he holds the record, right?
What was it, like 39 hours in a live stream, dude?
Bro, I remember waking up, going to sleep, waking up again, and he's still there.
And he committed the robbery too, because he didn't pay for StreamYard. So StreamYard, after like your first 20 hours, you have to pay for it. And he's like, well, if I just stay live, they won't kick me off.
Put him on blast.
Oh man, no, he's a good guy, man. And let's see. I think that's everybody in the chat. I hope everyone's doing good this Tuesday morning. I'm trying to see if anything else happened relatively new in the world of comic books or pop culture of that extent.
Yo, man, you got to watch that Harley Quinn TV show.
I've been hearing great things about it. I should.
Bro, it's amazing.
I wish they would just put it on Netflix, because I don't want to go and renew my DC subscription.
Get a free tell your girlfriend, you know.
Yeah, I need to get some more email accounts for some more.
That's what I'm saying.
Some more free trials, because I don't know. Maybe it's worth the $7 to watch the whole show. You know, that's not bad.
It is. I'm telling you, it is.
I guess I'm just gonna have to go ahead and pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. Jesus, I'm hungry. Where's that muffin you were talking about earlier? That blueberry muffin.
Oh, man. Hey, so when it comes to 90s cartoons, you would say you were a fan of the Spider-Man animated series?
Of course.
So, you know Marvel Legends, how they come out with like the cool, badass action figures?
Yeah, and they're coming out with the Apocalypse line, right?
They're coming out with the animated series of Spider-Man.
Ooh,
like,
so we get
like old school. I would assume so. Well, so far we got Electro, Peter Parker, Green Goblin, Gwen Stacy, and Daredevil, and it looks so freaking cool. Like, I don't buy toys, but this girl man is gonna have to go and find a damn Toys R Us and get this damn Spider-Man toy, because this thing looks official.
Toys R Us is still open?
Is it?
No,
I don't think so. It might be. There might be a. You know, I wound up watching these three guys take a road trip to Alaska to go to Blockbuster.
What? Alaska still had a Blockbuster?
The last Blockbuster in existence.
Jeez.
And these guys walked into there, and it looks like any Blockbuster you've ever been to, identical. And he was like, you know what? It's kind of eerie being in here. It feels like I just stepped into a time machine. It's kind of crazy. Which, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever go to Alaska, but if I were to go to Alaska, I would definitely stop by and check out a Blockbuster. Because I know Blockbuster doesn't exist anymore, but I can't remember when it stopped existing. It was like a shift from one time period to the next, where we used to go to Blockbuster to get our movies and games, and then we just did it. But I don't know. Are you there, TK? Oh,
I muted myself.
I know it's funny. You guys can't see this, but I'm over here looking at TK and he's talking in the mic, and I'm like, I know he muted himself.
I'm talking up a storm over here, and you're over here just listening on the silent. But no, I was saying like I used to run to to Blockbuster and waited for like a video game to drop or something. You know, it's not like we were told when the game would drop in Blockbuster when it was gonna be there. So I used to go and then look through the backs. You get the movie cover in the front, or the whole DVD itself or VHS, and then in the back you get the copies that you could rent. And those were great times. Those were great times. I remember watching Leprechaun in the Hood. All my horror movies came from Blockbuster.
I used to get my games from Blockbuster. So like I would go and rent the game because I didn't have to pay for the whole game. You could just play it over the weekend, and then just bring it back. And now that's what I would do on the weekends. I would just sit there and binge all day Saturday and Sunday and try to beat the game before I had to return it. And
those were the tough times. That's when you had a time limit. You're like,
right? Oh man. You know what was really cool about Blockbuster? They had all the movie theater candy right there at the front. So as you're checking out with your Land Before Time VHS tape, you could walk out and get the Swedish Fish or your peanut
big
candy.
box of Swedish Fish. Yep.
Right? Those boxes are the best. And then
they had popcorn. They had popcorn as well. They did
have popcorn, yeah. Oh man, they had like the bucket of popcorn.
Yep, the tubs.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's a throwback. I just remember that.
Reminiscing here.
Right?
Blockbuster, yo.
Back in the day. What happened to the world?
And now look what we do. We just click a button on our laptop computers and watch a movie.
Instantly.
Instantly.
Get upset when it buffers for 5 to 10 seconds. Like, what is
this
shit?
I know, right?
Fuck, piece of shit internet provider, You know?
We could rewind like it's nothing. We could go to the exact point, the exact spot without using our VHS to rewind and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy how things change, but it's crazy how change is good to like a certain point, and then you just start missing like the old days. I don't know.
I guess it's funny that you say that. If anyone knows the rapper Lil Wayne, when he first came out, he was criticized by a lot of other rappers that have had a decade in the music industry before him. And now they did an interview saying how he is a legendary artist and created a new wave of music by himself. And it's funny seeing something start and then seeing the end result of something, and seeing the hate for something in the beginning and the not wanting to appreciate or include something at the start of something versus at the end 10, 15, 20 years later saying how amazing that thing was. I don't know.
Now let me ask you a question. Is this your way of going into 6ix9ine and his legacy?
Hey, 6ix9ine's coming out with a Funko Pop, which is pretty cool.
Oh God, don't be sending me. Why do I receive a picture of a Funko Pop on my phone of 6ix9ine?
I'm just saying. I heard it was going to charity too, so I think I would be all for buying a Funko Pop like that goes to charity. I'm all in.
Yeah, now it makes sense, right? Now it should be a thing.
Well, the thing was, charity. The rumor I heard was he tried to donate $200,000 to feed the hungry kids in New York City who get school lunch and now are in quarantine and can't go to schools, and some of them have to go to bus stops in order to pick up their meals. But then there's families that refuse to go and leave their house at all, so they're not even going to pick up the meals that are being delivered for free. So when he was going to donate $200,000 to this charity, they would actually bring those meals to those resident homes, and they completely declined the money, which is kind of crazy.
Ain't nobody want your snitch money. What are you talking
I guess
about?
if you tattletale, you can't save the hungry kids. So
you can't. Yeah, they live by the code too.
Oh man, New York.
I don't understand what happened there. I read that and as well. I was like, what's going on? Like, what do you mean you're not gonna let
it seems ridiculous, like it's not like it's illegal. The money came from the money came from music. It's all on papers. It's all legitimate. It's just it's a little crazy.
Spending his snitch money.
Hey man, give me $20 million.
You'll snitch on me real quick, right?
Like, yo, you know that guy TK?
The Perry and TK morning show, and this guy's just snitching.
Oh man,
That's funny. That's hilarious, though. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know about a Funko Pop. I would definitely not pick up no Takashi 69 Funko Pop.
I mean,
That's not gonna happen. I know there's a great cause behind that, but I don't know. Can I just donate to like the place rather than pick up a Funko Pop? I don't know.
hey, you're entitled to do whatever you want.
Can you imagine me? Yo, I swear, Perry, if you ever do like a lurking video or you go live stream or your next movie video and I see a Takashi 69 pop behind
I'm
you,
gonna do it just for you.
yo,
I'm gonna order a custom made one and just throw it up there, just because.
man, I'll get myself before I get anybody else.
Oh, we got Mr. Dylan's Comics has joined the room. Good morning,
My
Mr. Dylan.
boy.
You know when Dylan goes onto a stream or start a video, it goes the iconic scene where what movie is that? Because I haven't seen the movie where they
Oh God, the Predator. Chill,
the
guys.
Predator. I'm actually going to watch the Predator, so relax, people. Where they slapped each other's hands together, and he goes, "Dylan, you son of a bitch." They actually did that in Deceased Unkillables in this last issue. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That was so cool. I was over here browsing interwebs, and I seen like they were making like memes of it almost. And I'm like, "Yo, this is hilarious," you know. So
It's awesome. Yo, you definitely got to check out the Predator film. Finish the Aliens.
Well,
Well,
look, I don't want to
know
do
where
any
the-
more Aliens because I watched Aliens 1, 2, and 3, and I'm like, all right, I'm already. I started in 77. I think that's when the first Aliens came out, and now I'm in 92, 93, like the early 90s. So I know the Predator started sometime in between that. So I want to start and watch the Predator movies until I reach the Alien versus Predator. Because I seen at my shop they have I know Zeke Alex was trying to sell it in his auction last night. They have an Alien versus Predator omnibus, which is really cool. I'm like, oh my God, I want to buy that. Yeah.
I would definitely want that. That's
yeah.
awesome.
And my shop has it. It's like $25. And I was going to buy it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold off on buying it because I'm going to sit down and start reading it. I need to watch the movie first.
Yeah, watch the movie because that's how it started off. But definitely, like, I don't know. For me, I'm definitely like one of those guys that would have to see everything. You get me? Like all the Alien movies, I go through it. So Alien Resurrection, I would have to watch all of these Alien movies and then jump into like the Predator, see where it falls in. And then I'm sorry, is that Siri?
What?
Siri, are you talking to me?
Yeah, my phone slightly was talking first.
She was trying to holla. She was
yeah,
trying to
my phone
holla.
was like, yo, is that TK?
Yeah, let me know right now. But yeah, man, it was that's how I see the film. So that's why I was trying to recommend. If not, you don't have to record yourself, but at least watch the other Alien film, see what you get from that, and then go into the Alien versus Predator. But you got to see Predator 1 and you got to see Predator 2. Your boy came to New York City, you feel me?
What?
Your boy was repping colors.
He was in New York for real?
Here. Yeah, with his dreadlocks and everything.
He lying.
No, but I'm pretty sure he was in New York. It was a terrible movie, but yeah. But you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. It's part of the experience. It is part of the experience. It's like me when it comes to horror films. I watch every Halloween all the way up or Nightmare on. Why do I always go Nightmare on Elm Street? Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. Night Before Christmas, I always say. But Nightmare on Elm Street films, not all of them, and you hear about it. Not all of them are good, and not all of them are bad. It's just you just gotta watch them.
Dude, The Thing was crazy. I'm still trying to digest.
The Thing is a classic, yo. You'll see that forever because they do references on that film like it's nothing.
Do they really?
Deserve its references. Yeah, they definitely use it.
Last night, I went into Zeke Alex's auction chat last night, and I seen Weapon X. And I was like, yo, I just watched The Thing. And he said, at the end of the movie, there's 2 characters left. He's like, which one do you think was the Thing? And it didn't even occur to me that the Thing could have lived on in one of those people, because there was 2 guys at the end. One of them went missing. The other one, we've seen what happened to him. He fought the creature. But where was the other guy?
Got him.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested. I know there's a Thing sequel that came out in 2011. So I might try to watch that, but I'm not sure if that was good. I don't know. Have you got a chance to watch that?
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. Or did I? I probably did, but I was still, these films, a film could come out and not stick in your head just because of the previous film, if that makes sense. it's like the classics are always a classic, and you see them and you're like, yo, that's it. There's nothing gonna be like that ever again. Because those films at those times were great. Like I remember seeing the thing as a young, as a young man.
A wee lad.
Yeah, we led, and I was like, oh my god. But then you see it now, and it's just like, okay, all right, it is good either way because it's a classic. But it's just like the CGI, everything, all the fake stuff.
It looks old.
It starts appealing
to
more
age itself.
Yeah, and you're like, oh man. But for those times that you watch it, it's just a great film, and I loved it.
I seen it for the first time last night. It was some jump scares in there, dude. There was some crazy moments that I did not see coming at all. Like they did a great. The creativity with whoever did the special effects on that was just out of this world. Because that thing was creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it is creepy. Yo, that head scene will never get out of my head like forever. Like I was like, oh my god. They're just running around like a Chucky doll. Snap.
That's
hilarious.
And it's crazy because there was like no happy ending.
Yeah.
It was just shit all the way through. It started off with shit and it just ended pretty sad, There was no hope for them.
John Carpenter. The man himself, the legend himself.
Which he wrote that Joker Year of the Villain, which was awesome. Did he write that or did he? You see, I'm not sure. I was talking to Robbie, and I know he was telling me that he has a bunch of books that he doesn't write, but I guess he like tosses ideas back and forth.
Yeah.
And kind of looks over them before they're put out there. Because I mean they're slapping his name all over it. So he has to have some type of input on on the final product. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Kachun. Kachun says, Perry, when you discuss Predator, you gotta have me on. Yeah, I kind of want to have a live stream after each movie. Kind of like how me, TK, and John did on Saturday, where we just try to discuss what I just watched. Because there's a lot of things that happen in these movies that I miss watching the first time that people have watched this movie 10 to 15 times. They pick up on these crazy things that nobody else sees that you guys can inform me on. So I think I might do that with maybe Top Gun, because I know there's a Top Gun 2 coming out. I haven't seen the trailer for that one, but I might want to, which was an awesome movie, by the way. Top Gun.
So where can they go with Top Gun 2? Where do you think
he's a teacher? He's the instructor. That's what he wanted to be, an instructor. So now he's like an OG instructor.
Yeah, but we know he's gonna have to go back out there and do what he got to do.
Yeah, like the new pilot he's training gets freaked out in the plane and lands, but they need someone to go out there, and then he's like, "Settle me up. I'm bringing the Maverick out." And then, and then he jumps in the Maverick and he peels out and saves the day. He's a superstar all over again. But the movie was good. I enjoyed Top Gun. His girl was a little thoughty though. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, chill. That's his girl. Though.
He was with her, and then he's like, you know what? I just went through a traumatic experience. I'm done. I'm gonna quit fighter pilot school. And she's like, oh, I took a promotion. I'm leaving your ass. And then she dips, and then he's like a superstar. He saves the day. He's in the paper. Everybody knows his name. And she shows up at the bar, and she's like, hey, so I'm back. What do you mean? What do you mean? I thought your ass got a promotion. Get out of here. What are you trying to come back over here and holler at me because I'm famous now? What?
Hey, man, money talks.
Hey, man. Yeah, so that I had to I had to throw that out there because I was like, you know what? What is the movie ended with like, oh, and he got the girl too. But really, did he? Did he really get the girl? We don't know. That's a little insight.
Oh God.
Comic Book University says TK needs to whisper, talk to me good.
Oh man.
Oh man, dude, yo, Goose died. That was really sad. Like that was like a sad moment. I was like, holy shit! Like, and this guy's confidence, Tom Cruise was like at the peak. He was Mr. Cocky, and he just dropped down to like zero.
He bought the farm real quick.
Oh yeah, he couldn't even finish without laughing. Oh man. Now it is the 8 o'clock hour. I do have a guest to bring on. He is the writer of one of my favorite indies of last year out of Scout Comics. I read this book. I enjoyed this book. I bought multiple copies of this book, and I went out. I got one of the variants from the Scout website. And he was able to join us this morning, Mr. Michael Gordon. How you doing?
Hi, Perry. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you're joined with me and my co-host TK.
Hi, TK.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
I'm excellent. Happy to be here.
Heck yeah. Now we have a little bit of a time zone difference, but I guess our early morning show works out perfect for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys have got the short end of the stick there.
Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock here, so I've had my lunch, I've had my coffee, everything's fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, good afternoon then to you.
Good morning to you.
So you wrote out of Scout Comics last year, Red Winter, which it's kind of like criminal, like a very gritty crime story with Russian mafia, and we got this like ex-New York detective, which was awesome. The artwork inside was dope. I enjoyed it. It was a quick read, a few issues, and now we are coming back for Red Winter Fallout.
We are.
That is currently in Kickstarter. The links for everything is in the description down below. If you want to check out over on Scout Comics, you could get issues 1 through 4, either in issue to issue, back issue format, or you could get the digital versions. And then the Kickstarter link if you want to go ahead and check that out. Now, the Kickstarter Red Winter Fallout, I didn't do too much research into this because I wanted to get your point of view on this. Now, is this taking place after this story or before?
Yeah, Red Winter Fallout takes place after Red Winter, and it's one of those sequels that picks up literally minutes after the first one ends. So I don't really want to spoil the ending of the first one so much, but all I'll say is there's one of the characters who ends up, the way the story ends, he sort of runs off into the night, and that's the way the story ends, and you think, oh, I wonder what happens to that guy. But then if you really start to think about it, you think, well, he's still in a terrible situation.
Horrible situation.
Yeah.
He's still stuck in this city. He's still got basically, different mobsters are after him. So, well, what does happen to him from then on? So that's Joseph Winter is who this is happening to. So yeah, Fallout picks up just minutes after that. And if the first series was, like you're saying, very criminal-esque, sort of a gritty crime noir story with Joseph's father, Eli Winter was the protagonist, then the second story, Fallout, is more of like a chase thriller. So it's just basically Joseph needs to get out of the city alive, and everything in the city is trying to kill him. So that's the main thrust of the sequel.
I gotta say, the one thing I really enjoyed about seeing, so Joseph is a child, and then his father is Eli.
Yep.
Junior.
Yeah, Junior. Yeah.
He hates Junior. Oh god.
The story does not get better for Eli at all. The day starts with that phone call and just keeps getting worse and worse, and it ends like the worst way possible, and it's awesome.
That's exactly what I was seeing throughout the comic book. I was like, oh man, that sucks. Oh man, that just made it worse. Oh man, now what? Like it's crazy how it just starts with that phone call, just like Perry says, and it just goes down spiral from there.
It's nice to hear you say that. That is one of the things I wanted to accomplish with the first series is in crime and noir stories, one of the tropes is that basically the characters always make bad choices and make things worse constantly. So Eli in a lot of the first series might think he's doing the right thing. He's trying to do the right thing for his son, but he's stuck between his son and this gang that he's working for in Russia. He ends up working for the Rasplata Ritsari, who are one of the two crime gangs in Kapotnia, the most crime-ridden district of Moscow. So he's, as you say, he's a former NYPD detective. Now he's working for these Russian mobsters, and we don't really know why. All we know is that Eli totally hates his life there, but also owes his life to them. So whenever he chooses to protect Joseph, everything goes to hell. And like you say, that phone call We don't waste any time. He immediately gets called to Nikolai Dubrovsky, who's the leader of the Raspada Rizari, who shows him this terrible thing's happened. I want you to investigate it. And from that point on, it's just like a slow descent into hell, really, for Eli.
Poor Eli. Eli's been through a lot from the beginning.
Oh,
He has. Eli mightn't be the nicest guy, but he does have a hard time of it in Red Winter. And I did find myself, as I was writing it, thinking, do I sort of want to take this to its natural conclusion without spoiling anything? And in the end, I felt like that made the most sense for the story. This is the way it had to go.
Yeah.
And even I really liked writing Eli. He's a really good, grumpy, takes shitty noir protagonist. He's just grumpy and angry at the world. So that's kind of fun to write. So I really liked writing Eli, but I thought I have to take his story to the natural conclusion. And as I wrote more, I realized there's more in sort of the world of Kapotnia that I can explore, and more with Joseph, and also new characters that I'm introducing in Fallout, that we can take the story and make it a bit bigger.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds really cool. I mean, while I was reading it, I was like, I had so many questions. I had so many questions about like what did Eli, how was Eli able to not get in trouble too much with the mafia, with both gangs, because of something prior history that he had with them? Like, that was interesting as well. Like, what did he do to actually be afforded to not die in those situations, in some of those situations?
That's a really good question. I really wanted to set that up in the first one, that you've sort of got Eli's existence in Moscow is tolerated by both sides of the gang. You've got Nikolai Dubrovsky, who's the one he works for, but then you've also got Vasily Andropov, who's the leader of the Chishe Kruvi, who's the other gang. And we find out in Red Winter that they have a past as well. And that's why, like, Andropov isn't just like shooting him in the face as soon as he sees him. So the fact then that Eli chooses to back his son just throws like the entire dynamic of the two gangs basically had a truce, and now that's gone as well. And Eli and his son Joseph, or Eli Jr., they get stuck in the middle. But that was an interesting thing to explore, is why would this ex-New York detective, why would his existence be tolerated in Moscow? So there is definitely backstory there that should Red Winter Fallout go well and be everything I want it to be, I've pondered the idea of maybe doing some sort of prequel, going back to maybe do like a Red Winter NYC or something, so we see Eli's past.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
That would be awesome, because we do
That would be so awesome.
We get a small flashback where we see like a younger Eli and that Russian mafia boss, and we see them younger, which looks to be like they're in New York, and I'm like, oh, that could be really cool, seeing that grow into them going from New York and the whole process that led them to go back to Russia. Like I'm like, there's so much that you could do with this, and I'm like, oh man, like I do hope that Red Winter Fallout is awesome too. If you guys go to the Kickstarter link down below, there is a preview of Volume 1 that you could check out to see if you want to get interested in the book. I would recommend checking it out because it is a free preview, and free is a good word.
Free is definitely good, yes. So you can read Red Winter issue 1 for free on the campaign page. And then we've got all sorts of different backer rewards. And I know, Perry, you yourself have chosen a pretty interesting one. Which is awesome.
Yeah, so I'm not just talking about this book for the hell of it. I am an actual fan. I enjoyed reading this. I purchased the book in print. And I went ahead and I backed this Kickstarter because I do want to see it flourish, because I feel like this is my type of story and I'm all in it. Now, Red Winter, the first one, Volume 1, I should say, started off as a Kickstarter as well. Now that was picked up by Scout after. Like, how does a book go from here we are on Kickstarter to getting picked up by a pretty well-known independent publisher?
Well, it was it's really nice. It's really nice that it happened. So I ran the Kickstarter for issue 1. Basically, what happened was I had a pitch for issue 1 and some art done, and I was pitching it around to some publishers, and a couple of different publishers showed interest, but they wouldn't commit to it until a full issue was done.
Okay.
So I thought, right, okay, so we had the full issue done, and then those publishers were still dragging their heels a bit. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to put this on Kickstarter, and I'll print the issue myself, and maybe that'll get, that'll show that there's an audience for it. And literally the day that Kickstarter ended, Scout emailed me to say that they wanted to publish it.
That's awesome. Because, I mean, if you go to like Scout's homepage, their mission statement is they want to make books that appeal to like Hollywood. They're pretty piped in with the Hollywood network. And could I mean, I'm sure you would be through the roof if this were to get optioned and picked up for a movie or TV series.
Oh, definitely. There has been a little bit of talk. There's been a little bit of interest.
Oh, here we go.
but well, not much more than talk as of yet. But I know I have signed sort of what they call a shopping agreement, which is where they can pitch it around to different studios and things like that, different people who would be interested. So it's one of those things where, I'm just over here in Northern Ireland. I don't have any Hollywood connections, so I'm just hoping it goes well and sitting here waiting, hoping I get a nice email
right.
every now and again. But I think out of all the comics that Scout publish, it would be one of sort of the easier ones to do as a TV show or a movie, because you don't have big special effects, any of that sort of stuff. And we all know, crime shows, crime movies especially, there's a pretty big built-in audience for that. And I believe in the story. I believe in the characters. I think it would be a really good TV show. But my main focus at the moment is the comic. I want to keep doing the comic and building that as much as I can. So it's one of those things. It would be really, really nice if it happens, and I hope it does. But if I try not to concentrate on it too much, otherwise I'll just drive myself insane.
Yeah, TV shows are great. I mean, at least it's in the talks. At least they spoke about it. That's some good news. Imagine creating a book and, somebody's actually speaking of, hey, we're trying to send it to other places just in case it gets picked up. Right. So that was awesome. That's awesome.
And the fact that Scout, that's like one of their main focus. That's what they keep their eye out for, like properties that they could see that they would feel that Hollywood would be like, all right, let's give this one the green light. So I'm happy. Like I'm invested in Red Winter. If it were to get its heyday in a TV or in a movie, I'll be through the roof because this is an awesome story. I haven't read a story where I was able to picture a perfect Russian accent in my head as I'm reading. It is kind of crazy because I'm like reading this because sometimes I'll read out loud, sometimes I'll read in my head, and if I read out loud or read in my head, I'm like, I'm reading this book. And I magically have a magical Russian accent. That's how well like these characters are written. Like, have you spent time in Russia? Like, it seems like you have a pretty good knowledge of like this. I mean, this could almost be like a true story that somebody told to you. Like, it feels like there's a lot of specific detail in this when it comes to like location and just how everybody moves and acts and talks. It's really cool.
Well, I can tell you. And I don't know whether this will disappoint you or not. I've never been to Russia. But what I did do was I did my research beforehand when I knew that I wanted to set it in Kapotnia specifically. So I researched the area and I researched specifically the organized crime and the drugs and basically the underbelly of the city.
Oh, wow.
Because I wanted to make, like you say, I wanted to make it specifically Russian. It wouldn't make any sense to set the story in Russia and then just have it be like any other American crime story.
Sure.
Half the fun is that Eli is an American stuck in this place that's totally alien to him. And that's one of the funniest. Well, to myself, I thought my favorite bit of issue 1 is where he complains about the breakfast sausage that he has to eat every day, and then at the end, the woman offers him the breakfast sausage, and it's sort of. I remember reading that thinking. That's a good one. I hope people like that.
That was hilarious. I love the interaction. I love how they spoke about the American and how he's just like he's something different, and they have to go by him and see how he goes by things. But it's funny with that scene that you're talking about right now when he's sitting in the chair after being beaten up, and he asks for the sausages and eggs.
And he doesn't even have the heart at that point to tell her, "Oh Christ, I hate that sauce." But he just says, "Okay, that would be lovely, Zlata. Thank you." But with the good thing about him being an outsider as well is that then I can have Eli narrate as he's going about the city and telling you about the city. So he's the one that tells us about the Moscow oil refinery and the colony of homeless people that live under there, which is real. I did that research.
Wow.
Then whenever he goes to the really dingy apartment building, that's called a Khrushchevska. I think that's hard to pronounce. So I was able to research that as well, and that's where all the the drug addicts and they were these apartment buildings that were built in sort of the Soviet Cold War era, and many of them have been knocked down, but some of them are still standing, and they're basically dilapidated because they were only ever built to last a certain amount of time. So that was interesting. So I wanted to work in as much of the real life stuff as I could, and not have it be like a history lesson. It's just it's flavor for when Eli's walking around. He can tell you a bit about this thing, and then you get into his story. And a lot of the feedback I've had is people really like that about the series.
Yeah.
So there is, again, in Red Winter Fallout, there's not. I don't think there's as much of it, but there is. You'll see different areas of the city, and we'll find out. Especially in the first series, the police aren't in it. It's all the criminals and Eli and Joseph. But the sequel, we bring in the Russian police, and now we'll find out about their practices, and that plays into the story in a pretty big way, because there's someone from Eli's past that comes in to help Joseph in this bad situation, and that person has a history with the Russian police.
Oh snap!
Yeah. So we'll see that there's that person.
I was just sitting there for a second. I was trying to think of any characters that could possibly come back. I don't know.
Yeah, if there's like a hint, because we don't know the mom too much.
That's true. We don't know anything about the mother, but she has a good relationship with Junior.
Yeah, definitely. Don't call him Junior.
I'm sorry, I don't call him Junior.
Well, Joseph made that pretty clear, didn't he? No, I still have a good relationship with Mom. I hate your guts.
Yeah, yep. I hate you, Dad.
And then he was like, she still hates you or something.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty funny.
We'll maybe see some of Joseph's mom, but there's this character that's from the past that has ties to the police. This person has ties to Eli's past, so they're going to help Joseph. But then we also have Max Voronin, who is the Russian detective who's basically been brought into the oil refinery to investigate what in the hell happened there.
Sure.
There's dead bodies littering the refinery. You've got both sides of the gang war are there, and then they've also got these unidentified bodies there that they don't know who they are, and they might be American. So if there's these American dead bodies there, what the hell happened here? So there's a little bit of a sort of a conspiracy thriller type angle there to Max Voronin's part of the story, and we know then that there was a corrupt former FBI agent in the first story, Charlie Abraham. Basically, the real FBI is going to want to keep quiet whatever she did. So there's going to be that sort of element to the story as well, which I think will be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm all in on this. Now, is this going to be another 4-issue miniseries?
Yes, yeah, this is going to be another 4-issue series, and down the line, it'll be published by Scout. But at the moment, we're running the Kickstarter to give sort of the people that have been fans like yourself, Perry. We want to make a bit of a special experience for fans initially for this Red Winter Fallout issue 1 special edition. So we're going to do that. We've got all these cool rewards on offer. There's travel mugs. There's the option to be drawn into the comic, which you've gone for. And then ideally, this Kickstarter will help us fund the rest of the issues as well. And then down the line, like I say, it'll be published by Scout.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. Like this, I'm excited for this. Is there like a time frame when we could see like the first issue hit like your local comic book shop? Is that something that we could see towards the end of this year or going sometime into next year?
Yeah, well, given the current situation and given how we're proceeding with the Kickstarter, I think issue 1, yes, it'll probably be towards the end of this year by the time it's coming out. So I think that's a good time frame to look at, but I don't know anything for sure as of yet.
Yeah. Now,
sorry, but like I say, if you back the Kickstarter for Fallout issue 1, and you've never read the series at all, you can get the Red Winter Fallout issue 1 special edition and also the trade paperback for Red Winter in one go for $20, I think it is. So you can get the whole story right now.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
Now, you've worked on some other projects. One that kind of stood out to me was something I'm not familiar with. I don't know if you could elaborate on this. Stan Lee's Lucky Man.
Yes.
What is this?
I'll explain. So, in the UK here, we have a channel called Sky One, which is sort of one of our main entertainment channels, and they made a show called Lucky Man, which starred a Northern Irish actor, like, which was cool for me because I'm also Northern Irish, called James Nesbitt, and it was about this detective Harry who had a bracelet that basically gave him powers of luck. So it was sort of a British cop show with a little bit of a supernatural magic element put into it. But the funny thing was, the show was co-created by Stan Lee.
Wow.
So whenever, I think it was one of the shows he created when he had his Kapow entertainment company. So that was nifty. And I was at the time before I was writing the comic, I was writing a series called Transdimensional for TPub Comics in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Transdimensional is a sci-fi horror. And once we got done with that, then the editor of TPub asked me, did I want to co-write the Stan Lee's Lucky Man comic with him? And I said, yes, I do.
Yeah, sign me up.
So, yeah, definitely. So we wrote that comic. The trade paperback, I've been told by TPub, should be coming out towards the end of this year. All the comic is finished. It's just, with the current situation and printing, there's been a bit of a delay.
Mm.
So I think that'll be out within a few months. And it was a good fun experience because so far I've just been used to writing my own creations.
Sure.
Whereas with writing this, I was writing with a co-writer and also then having to write, a licensed character, so everything had to go through the company. So that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I definitely want to check that. Is there a way I could get that digitally? Because I've never heard of Lucky Man, and I'm kind of interested in this.
Yeah, digitally, I don't know if there is right now. I don't think TPub do digital comics, but
okay.
Maybe I could send you a PDF or two if I have one on the
that'd be awesome.
On the computer. Yeah, I'll see if I can dig out the issue 1 PDF.
Okay.
And I'll send that to you. Then, like I said, the other project I have is Transdimensional, which was a sci-fi horror, and we do have the trade paperback of that would be available.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
some sci-fi, some horror.
TK is the horror guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting into horror. I just watched like Alien for the first time and The Thing, so I'm slowly getting into the horror genre.
It's funny that I was listening to the stream before I came on, and you were talking about The Thing. Basically, the two main influences for Transdimensional are Alien and The Thing.
What? That is awesome.
Wow,
Okay, I need to read this now. I need to read this story.
Transdimensional. It's about an underwater archaeologist named Deacon Price, who he's grieving. He's been broken by something in his life, and he charters this expedition to find a Russian submarine that's been missing for decades. They found this submarine, so he charters an expedition to go down to excavate it, basically. And he puts the team together, the team which includes his ex-fiance, and they're a bit estranged. So she's not exactly happy about being forced to go on this mission with him, but she has to. And they go down to the Russian submarine. And from then on, without spoiling too much, let's just say there's parallel dimensions. There's terrifying doppelganger versions of themselves. Everything's claustrophobic and set in this submarine. It's a fun story, and I really liked it. That was funded on Kickstarter as well. We did the 4 Kickstarters for that, for the 4 issues, and then the trade paperback.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Kickstarter is an
That
awesome
sounds
tool.
creepy already. Can you imagine seeing yourself down there?
I can't. I get scared over anything. I couldn't imagine. Oh no, I don't even want to think about that.
That's creepy.
Yeah, well, it was my first, basically the first ever comic I wrote was Transdimensional issue 1, and that was a process of a couple of years, to get all the art funded and then get everything put together and then published by TPub, who are an indie publisher in the UK. So I basically learned everything I know about making comics from doing Transdimensional. And one thing I will say about it as well is, obviously, Transdimensional and Red Winter, they're completely different types of stories.
Sure.
And fittingly as well, they have completely different art styles. So the art for Transdimensional is a lot, it's not gritty and scratchy and dirty the way Red Winter would be. It's by a guy called Enrique Pereira, who's a Brazilian artist, and the coloring by Jan Wingard. So it looks, how would I put it? It looks like other more modern comics that you would see. I think Red Winter has kind of a throwback style.
It does have a throwback, like scratchy, darkness to it,
which fits.
It fits perfectly.
It definitely fits with the whole story itself, the whole narrative of crime investigation and drugs.
Yeah, that's definitely what we were going for with Red Winter. So with Transdimensional, like I say, the art, it's hard to put it like it's prettier. It kind of is prettier, but it's also extremely gory and scary. So
it's pretty.
I'm very proud of both. And I like how yeah, pretty scary, pretty horrifying.
Oh man! Now I do have a question. Were you like a comic book fan, or did you just wake up one day and say, you know what, I think I might do something like this? Or are you like, I go to the comic book shop, I have a pull list, or I read books here and there?
Oh yeah, I'm a comic book fan for life. So have been since I was about 8, I think. And my favorite character has always been Batman.
He's a big Batman guy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I heard you on your stream earlier. You were saying, there's a few titles that never leave your pull list.
Yeah,
Batman and
Batman
are the only ones never leave my pull list as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been a fan my whole life. And it just happened to be 2014, I think it was. My daughter was born, and I was taking some time off work then to be with her. And my wife said, I'd always dabbled with writing, and I'd written short stories and I'd written articles for the internet and everything. And she says, well, now you can write a bit more. And I thought, okay, we'll give that a go. And I started writing comic scripts, and it all sort of sprung from that.
So for the enjoyment of Red Winter I've been getting, I have to thank your daughter for this then.
You do, yes. You have to thank do you want to know what her name is as well?
Oh,
Robin.
Oh, Robin.
Oh, shout out to Robin. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Robin with a Y, so I don't get in too much trouble. Basically after the character, but a lot of people think, especially over here, because she was born in December, they think it's to do with her being a Christmas name, like a Christmas Robin. Okay. And I just let them think that, but it's not.
Her secret identity is much deeper than that.
So you could say that. You have heard of things for it.
We got Chaos and Comics saying who is on at the moment. We are on live with Michael Gordon. He is the writer and co-creator, I believe, of Red Winter, which is currently in a phase 2 with Red Winter Fallout and Kickstarter. The links are down below. This is a book published by Scout Comics, so I'm pretty sure you might have seen it because Chaos is a pretty big indie guy too. But yeah, no, if you guys haven't checked it out, the first issue is for free over on the Kickstarter page, so you could see if that's something you would like to dabble with. If you're definitely into criminal type books, very gritty gangsters, I would say, and like the real gangsters, the suit and tie, they got an army behind them type gangsters. This is definitely up your alley.
Yeah, I would always say if you like comics like Criminal or Scalped or 100 Bullets or Sin City, things like that, then Red Winter should be up your alley.
Yeah, those are definitely books you can compare to this one.
I would. One of my sort of dreams is eventually, if I'm able to do enough Red Winter, that it could be favorably compared to comics like that. I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I've heard some people have said, they've likened it to Criminal. And that's just such a compliment, because like Brubaker and Sean Phillips, I basically worship at the altar of them, and I read all their stuff. So that would be amazing if I could be spoken of in the same breath.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see it in the same bracket at least. That's a book of my enjoyment, which is why like I've wanted to have many guests to come on the morning show, but I mean, this is a book that I read twice. You know, like I really I don't read a lot of criminal books, so this is more or less my this popped my criminal book cherry in a way. So yeah, I thought this was like really cool, you know. So I was like, you know what, who would be cool to have on to talk about this? And I'm just happy that you were able to make it. And it just the time zones happen to work out perfect. I need to get more UK artists and writers to come on the show, because it seems like the time zone difference works perfectly for you guys.
It does, yeah. That no problem here. It's like I say, you guys are the ones that are up early. But yeah, I'm very happy to come on. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for backing the campaign and for getting it out to your audience. You know, I hope some of them might be interested in checking it out as well. And like I say, they can get the whole story so far. So that's Red Winter 1 to 4 and Red Winter Fallout issue 1 in trade paperback, and then the printed issue 1. You can get that all for, I think it's $20. So that would be something maybe worth looking into.
Heck yeah. And once again, I'll let the links down below to the Scout Comics website, where you could get either in digital or in print shipped directly to you. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this interview up. I do appreciate you very much coming on. I hope that Red Winter Fallout is a major success. I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm looking forward to being put in the comic book, because that seems like that blew my mind away.
No. Yeah, I've already been speaking to Alberto. So in issue 2, there's a big action scene set at one of the Soviet era flats, where we've got Cheese J. Kruvy involved. We've got Joseph and this person that's helping him, and we've also got a whole raft of drug dealers that live in the building. So I'm sure we can find somewhere to fit you in there. So what would you rather be? Do you think, would you rather be like a cop, a criminal, or a drug dealer?
Oh man, I could be like 6'9" and be all three. No.
Oh god.
I don't know. I want to say drug dealer, just because I've never played the part in real life.
Drug user.
Yeah. No. So I'm fine with being like a Russian gangster, you know, something like that. I don't mind. You know, I could go up to drug dealer alley, you know, something to show my kids. Be like, look at your father.
That's cool, right?
But any character, honestly, I think it would be awesome just to be put into a book that I actually enjoy. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be looking forward to.
Superb. I'm looking forward to getting them out as well, and I hope it goes as well as the first series.
Yeah. Michael, thank you for coming on, man. It was definitely a pleasure to meet you, actually, you know, virtually, but just reading your books and then getting to talk to you and seeing your insight and hearing about how you came off and formulated this comic book, whether it's the locations, did your research, and really took it to the next level and actually fabricated and created your own story with these real life locations, real life situations that do happen. And thank you for the entertainment. And I'm definitely also looking forward to the next book. So I can't wait.
Thank you very much. That's lovely to hear. And thanks for having me on.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Yeah. Oh, so that was pretty awesome, man. I actually just realized I have the picture of the comic. I threw it up on the screen. So if anyone who is not driving, because I know there are a few people who drive when they listen to the show. So make sure you have both hands on the wheel and you're looking. But if you're not driving and if you're at home or laying in bed watching this, because it's slightly a little early in the morning, I threw it the issue of Red Winter #1 up there on the cover. The link is down below, so definitely check it out. You can definitely read the first issue for free. I'm all in on Red Winter. This is a dope book. TK, you read what Red Winter? What'd you think of it?
Yeah, man, I thought it had an interesting beginning. It definitely took me by surprise with the phone call, and then how things just escalated, but de-escalated at the same time, went all the way downhill. And it was cool to see the transition, to see there's a lot of mystery within the book itself. It's like a lot of questions I had, and it's always good to not answer all of them, because it's more material, more ways that as well as what Michael was saying. He was like, hey, I could start a prelude, to start from the beginning and then figure things out. And it's crazy. It opened so many doors, and the story itself was just so driven with the whole dark, the whole spooky, the whole drugs, the whole gang fights, the wars, and then seeing the situation that they put in, the shitty situation, Eli and his son, is just, it was crazy. And it definitely left me like wanting more towards that. And I was like, oh man, what's next? What's going to happen next?
That's kind of what I really like about like these indie 4-issue books that are so fast paced like this, because you get so much and it's almost like so quick. Like I don't have to invest 25 issues and get things dragged out a bit. It's like boom, 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 next issue, boom, 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 next issue, and then it's like, all right, it just finished. I want more now. Like it's like, all right, it left me feeling for more. Like I said, I put the money where the mouth is. I went behind. I backed the Kickstarter because this is something that I'm totally into, and the fact that Scout Comics, that's their whole mission, is to find properties that they think would be a good TV show, movie, or at least to get optioned. So I mean that would be freaking bananas if like we hear in like 2025 Red Winter's option. You get that key collected notification to your phone. You're like, oh shit, I got that book.
Oh man, I know the backstory. I know who Robin is.
Right?
You guys know.
You guys don't know about Robin. Like I know Robin. No, Robin is the reason why we have this book.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great story. That's cool to say. I wish I had like a crazy background story like that. I need to make my own comic book as well. Right, Perry?
There you go. You got to call it TK's Batcave, but with a K, so that way you don't get copyright.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
Oh man. So last week we heard of this chick. What's her name? Miss Rose, Ruby Rose, on the Batwoman set. She played Batwoman. She currently doesn't anymore. I heard she quit because she didn't want to get up for work. I don't know. Like I heard a couple things this weekend of people saying that she didn't want to. I guess the time schedule for all 20 episodes a season, it was just a little too much. Which I get it. Isn't she like a DJ? Like she goes around. I
don't care what she is, yo. You better be dedicated to the craft that you're working on. If you want to be Batwoman, you better understand the community that comes behind that, and the people that have been waiting for so long. This is not just a pop-up movie. This is not just a pop-up TV show out of nowhere, and you actually create your fans as you go. No, you have fans before you even started, before you were even born. There was fans. So it's like, what are you even doing? Don't come in and come with the excuse that it was too much for you just because you couldn't work on other projects that you had. It's like, no, there's a level of dedication that I think all actors should definitely, look into before actually playing the role as a superhero or supervillain.
You would think that like a franchise like Batwoman, like, all right, you got to sign up to be an actress to portray this character who's the lead character. You would think in the contract it would be like, hey, if we get renewed for a second and third season, you're obligated to, like, contractually, you have to play this role. I'm not sure how like the industry works in Hollywood, but you would think that there would be like some type of clause in that contract saying that, look, I don't know. That's just something like, hey, if you quit during season 2, you got to give back all the money you made during season 1. That would make you want to not quit.
Yeah, I don't understand the situation. And I was hoping that it wasn't that. I hope it was something else. But to hear that like she can't juggle the projects or it's too much for her, it's like I don't know, man. Like, and the reason why I'm guessing is too much for her because she's trying to work on other things.
Sure,
which makes sense. I'm not trying to break down her money. Yeah. I don't try to break down any actor or whatever. But if you're gonna take on a role like that, it's not like I'm gonna go play Batman and then be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just do one film, and because I'm trying to do other projects as well, it's like, no, that shouldn't cross your mind. You're playing Batman. You're staying as Batman. You gotta write it out until it's done. A TV show, you're doing a TV show, you do one season, then you bounce. Oh my god.
Get out of here, dude. I hate that. You know, like I want to like watch a show and get invested. I don't want to just watch one season and yeah. You know, like I can't. That's why I didn't finish Swamp Thing, because I'm like, why am I gonna watch the rest of the season? It goes nowhere. There's no point to this.
Yeah.
You know, look at you're watching what, Harley Quinn right now, right? You know that still hasn't been renewed for a third season.
I love it though. I don't care. Yo, for what it is right now, I love it. It could stop at season 2. Right now, I could, like, I'm up to season 2 and it could finish and I'll be like, oh my God, I was so satisfied. I was so satisfied.
Oh, so you know what? I just watched Star Wars IV or 4 in Roman numerals, A New Hope. It's the 40th anniversary today or yesterday.
For A New Hope for Star Wars?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, you're way off.
I should have dropped the video
on that day.
Yeah, because I think it was the 25th. What's it? Oh, today's the 26th. Yeah, so instead of Top Gun, I should have dropped A New Hope. Anyway, I'll probably drop
Top Gun ass.
Dude, I'm so mad because I'm like 9 minutes into, like, I have 9 minutes worth of content so far, but I'm like in the first 45 minutes of the movie. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm gonna have to like just like cut straight to the end or make it into 2 parts. It kind of sucks. I mean, I did it with Civil War and that was fine. People really enjoyed it, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to like cut the movie up into multiple parts like that. I'm scared it's gonna get like taken down. You know, like, yo, you put 45 minutes of a movie on fucking YouTube. You know, that's gonna be no bueno.
Hey man, you do what you gotta do to survive. If that's gonna damage your channel and your content, don't risk it.
I know. I'm not trying to, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I'll just release like part 1 and be like, you want part 2, you gotta go to the Patreon.
Yeah, do something like that. Be creative, yeah.
Oh man.
Over here dividing Civil War into like 9 parts.
Yo, half the comments.
There's like a little intermission throughout the film with you.
Yo, the best part's about to happen, and all you see is my stupid ass face jump on screen like, hey guys,
so if you're enjoying this.
Hey guys, I know you're having a great time right now, but guess what? We're done with part 1, and in about 10 minutes, you're gonna watch part 2. Go click the link in the description. You know,
500 people just waiting.
Right?
Oh, but congrats. You had like 570. I don't know. Those numbers
570
are
people in the live stream, dude. That's bonkers.
Yeah,
and then we had 100 people watching us on Saturday talk about the movie for fucking an hour.
It was cool. It was cool seeing your whole output on it. You know what it was as well is like, are you gonna read the story?
Yeah. So I was thinking about reading Civil War. I looked on it. It's on the Marvel app. I think the next time I want to have it done by like I think I'll binge read it on Thursday, because I know tomorrow I'm going to be reading. Well, today I'm going to be reading DC books. Did DC books come out yet, like digitally? Let me see.
DC is on its own shit. They're doing whatever they want.
Let's see.
I know Joe Hill's books came out. At least 2 of them came out. So Basket came out, and
Basket and
Lolo Woods, right?
Lolo Woods. No.
Low. Where's the chat at, yo? Is the chat still there?
The books dropped already. Let's see. We got He-Man dropped.
My name a lot.
Oh, Lolo Woods dropped. Let's see what else dropped. That's all I see so far. Oh, Batman Beyond. That's another good series. Doesn't get a lot of love. Let's see. No, we do have some people in the chat. We got Dylan in the chat. We got a Comic Book University. We got Chaos hanging out with us. A few early birds. Hope everyone's doing good this morning. What are they talking about in the chat?
I don't know why he said I didn't answer his questions on Instagram. Did I read that correctly?
Let's see. Perry's probably gonna hate me one of these days. Perry's ignoring the chat. Let's see. Perry ignoring chat. He always ignores. I'm not ignoring the chat. I'm trying to do a show, Dylan, and the chat is just there in case you guys have any questions. I could read over real quick and answer that.
My boy Dylan.
Oh man, no, but He-Man Masters of Multiverse, dude. That's been a dope book. I've been enjoying that. I'm looking over the issue that came out right now. It looks pretty dope. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick this up
I
tomorrow.
gotta check that out.
I'm not going to the shop today. That's ridiculous.
Wow, you're not
That's-
gonna take 2 trips, Perry,
No,
to the
that's
shop.
so dumb, dude. I'll just go
I thought
tomorrow.
you were a supporter, though.
Yeah, support and binga. I'm not going to go to the shop. Are they going to give you
Support
gas
Binga.
money? You know what the hell, man? Like, why would DC do? I'm sorry, dude. I shouldn't be getting upset about that, but it's so annoying. It's so annoying because I know they're going to have like 2 or 3 issues of this, and I know it's not in my pull box, and I know some fucking flipper is going to run on in as soon as they open today and pick up all the books, and I'm going to be sitting there. I guess I'm reading it digitally.
Then they're gonna DM you like, "Yo, Perry, did you get your books? Got them."
Right?
And I'm gonna be in the background like, "God." Oh
that's
man, I need
cool.
my books as well. I gotta contact my shop and let them know that that I need my books.
Oh, the ending seems kind of dumb, dude. Why do they got to do this shit?
Damn, what are you looking at the ending? The
I'm
ending to what? Who skips to the ending? Let me see how good this book is. Let's see the ending.
Oh man,
What?
because I was like invested in this, and I just wanted to see real quick like where it goes. So I'm just skimming through it, and
Oh, the Masters?
yeah,
What are you talking about?
it's all good, I guess.
Masters of the Universe, He-Man. I have the power.
Do you have the
Damn,
power?
yo. I got the power. Mm. Why are you reading the end? I don't understand. How you jump into a book? How is it that you're
I like
looking at the end of the
look.
book?
I want to flip through it real quick. I want to say, like, of course, I'm gonna sit down and give it like a deep dive read and like pull it apart. But I want to like see real quick, like, is this gonna be the first book I read? And no, it's not. It's not going to be.
That's hilarious. Imagine that's how you've been reading your books this whole time.
Chaos said books should come out 7 days a week.
Hell yeah.
You know, I really enjoyed what DC did last week with Deceased, releasing that digital title of the one with Jimmy Olsen. I don't even know the name of the book anymore. At Dead Earth.
Oh, the Deceased is like a part of the Deceased.
Yeah, but like for like a
or-
buck. You know, you get like a little bit of an extra side story. I'm like, damn, they need to do that like every week with like
I feel like there's too many things to manage right now, man.
Dude,
Digital,
DC's
physical.
all over the place, honestly.
emotional. But I can't wait for new books. I'm talking all this shit. We talk all this shit, but that's all we want is books.
Are you reading
need some
Venom?
books. Venom issue number 25. Is that what they
Yeah,
have?
it's supposed to be like a big book. There's some pretty cool covers. I
Big,
am not even
I have
close
not
to
seen a
being caught
cover.
up.
I'll tell you that right now. I have not been looking at the covers, so I'm guessing I'm just getting cover A for now. I guess I have to look at the covers today. Today I'll do that. Do a deep dive and see what my LCS has and what they're gonna provide me with.
I think cover A is like the Venom with the sword, and then there's one of these covers where there's like a really bright red background, and you got like Venom just screaming. Like all you see is his head screaming on the cover, and then it's like a red background. I gotta find it. I know it was one of the variants.
He's like growling like
Yeah.
a lion.
Rawr.
Meow.
Get back here, Spider-Man.
Oh God, Dylan.
Cover A's by Stegman. Yo, shout out to what's his name? The boy, not the boy who has 7. Oh my god. Will, Hero and the Kid. Didn't they have Ryan Stegman on last night? On the like they gave an interview.
Oh yeah, man.
That's dope, dude. I said that kid was gonna take over YouTube.
Yeah, they've been doing like crazy work, putting in a lot of work as well. So they
yeah.
definitely earn it. Will definitely earn it. Sean, you can always see the amount of work they put in.
Oh yeah, and he's only
Especially when Will is in front of the camera and Sean's behind the camera working
like
all the chats and
he's
everything.
like 14, 15. Imagine him in like 4 years. Like what?
Surpass all of us.
Right? He'll be
20 million.
he'll be at 1 million subs and be like, huh? Who the hell is that guy? Huh?
I'll
Comic
be
Tom
over
who?
here. TK's back cave 400 subs in like 5 years. Like what?
TK's like, yo, I'm about to hit 500. Oh man. Oh, by the way, yo, when's the giveaway over? First appearance of Carnage, dude. That's a pretty decent book to be giving away, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be May 30th. Wow, that's like what?
Wow,
This
that's
Saturday?
Friday?
Something?
Friday?
Saturday. I don't even know. That day is gonna come up when I wake up and then
Yo,
I'm
is that your biggest video right now?
Yeah, the giveaway video. You know,
500 views, right? I'm like, God damn, bro. You know how many months it took me to get to 500 views?
everybody, you know, they just love giveaways.
I had
That's
to
what it
give.
is.
I guess, yeah. People like giveaways and auctions. Those are the two things. You want to get quick views? There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh, good morning, Old Wolf. How you doing this morning? Are you having an early morning whiskey?
Oh, look, they're saying that the segment interview didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't happen? Oh, the segment
Not
interview
yet.
is next week. Oh, okay.
Not yet, senor. But that's something to tune in. Obviously, everybody's
Okay.
gonna tune into that. I definitely want to see that, see the whole thing. Did you ever send in books to CGC? Do you do
I don't.
that?
I don't do that shit. I'll send a book every now and then. Like when it comes to me sending books to CGC, I don't send them in. I go to my LCS. I've done it a handful of times. I give them the book. I'm just like, yo, I want to get this graded. And what they do is, I guess they go like once a month. They package their books up and then they go down there and they drop off and then they come back. And then whenever the books are ready, they go back. When they go to drop off the books for next month, that's when they pick up the books that they have sitting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think most shops do that service for you because I'm not gonna sit there and fucking send books out myself. I just go down to my shop, you know.
Yeah.
And there's not too many books I want to send off.
Yeah, I didn't send no books. I was like, nah, never mind. I just got back my Wolverine #1 signed by Frank Miller after like 6 months. So
I kind of want to send the Wizard.
ew. Nah, that would be interesting.
Right? I mean, like you
A
don't see
Wizard
fucking people
magazine.
hanging up graded. I got fucking graded Lobo behind me and a graded Wizard. Like what the fuck? Like that's awesome, dude. Yo, fucking speaking of Lobo, what's up with Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder? They're over here fucking putting out like a bunch of different sketches of.
Looks
of
like
Lobo
Lobo is gonna be a big
Bro,
deal.
Lobo's gonna be a big deal. And I've been telling people this is crazy. If only DC knew how to write Lobo. And guess what? Scott Snyder with Greg Capullo, and they're gonna be pushing fucking Lobo hard. Because what's more metal than fucking Lobo? They're going to be, oh my God, everyone's gonna be loving Lobo, and I can't wait to see it because everyone shitted on me for the past year because I said I enjoy Lobo so much. And now everyone's gonna
jump on that train.
Everyone's
Yep.
gonna be a Lobo fan now.
Omega Man 3.
Right? I'm happy I have multiple copies. I don't have to pick that shit up no more. If anyone wants to send me a book, Omega Man 3. That's it. You know? That's all I want.
It's all I need.
Heck yeah.
It's all I want. I'm about to say I won't. Yo, I'm about to drop bars real quick.
You got bars, TK?
Yo, waking up in the morning.
Yo.
It's Tuesday. I still haven't gotten laid.
Damn, TK's put it out there on blast. TK's like, yo,
This
man.
is the way.
This is the worst quarantine of my life.
Oh God. No, but yeah, man. All this talk about the new what is it? Something metal. What is it? Dark metal? Is it dark metal?
Some fucking Dark Knight metal
Some
shit.
kind of metal.
Some
I'm
fucking-
ready for it. I
some-
see some cool pics of the Trinity, of Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman with long hair looking like a rock star. And now we get a lot of Lobo. There's a lot of things happening.
Yo,
behind the
you know,
curtain.
this is going to be like the summer event, right? So I know there's going to be spinoff titles. I'm hoping that we get a Lobo spinoff title. Come on, man. I want to put Lobo on the pull list.
Psych.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen, but it'll be pretty cool.
You never know. He probably if he's such an impact in this storyline, and Chaos was like it's death metal, but I got that wrong. But you never know with a storyline like this and the way they putting out Lobo. Maybe Lobo would actually drop out and become its actual series again.
I would
You
hope.
know.
Yo, we got Chaos in the chat saying, TK saying, my name is TK and I'm here to say, bringing some old school hip hop, New York City, 1991,
1995.
right? Bringing back the old, what are they? The Sugar Hill Gang, Sugar Hill Gang, right? Some Curtis Blow for you, you know. And the IRS says they want to chat. That's the breaks. That's the breaks. And you borrowed money from the mob. That's the breaks. That's the breaks. And yesterday you lost your job. Those are bars, dude.
Oh God.
Oh man.
I remember 105.1 booty call.
Oh man.
Would the fellas make that booty? It was so weird listening to that going to school as a youngster
Yo,
in the morning.
you know, I like to listen to what's that show on the Breakfast Club on 105.1 Power 105.1 blazing hip hop and R&B. No, is that High 97? I don't know. I think it's 105. Is it 105.1?
I have no idea. Who
wow.
with the Breakfast Club? I think it's in 105.1.
Yeah. When did they do like political interviews? When the hell did that happen? When did like
I don't know.
When
They
did
branched off.
when did the hip hop station turn into let's get political? What the fuck, dude? I want to hear like, yo, go interview 50 Cent right now. Where's the 6ix9ine interview? I went on and I typed in the Breakfast Club and I see like Joe Biden. I'm like, what the hell? I don't want to see no presidential like candidate. I want to see like, yo, where's 6ix9ine at, dude?
Yo, they do what's trending. That's what. Next thing you know, they're gonna be talking about death metal. Watch, they're gonna be like, "Yo, did you guys hear about that storyline in comics? If you don't know, we read comics. We've been reading comics for since we were born. We know everything." Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, death metal. It's crazy. We got the writer and the artist and stuff like that, and it's like, get out of here.
Yo,
they only do what's trending.
No lie, there's so many. I kind of want to like step back and do a little bit more research. There's so many bars from the 90s from different rappers and hip hop artists that have influenced from comic books or animated series. And I'm like, damn, there's so many rappers that have done this and nobody ever really talks about it. You know, like nobody really goes into like, I mean, we had the comic book men. By the way, Comic Book Men, we found out last night, stole the name from TK's original group, the Comic Book Men. Right? That's a fact.
Oh,
because they're the OGs. But we had Method Man come in and he's like, yo, I got this Hulk 181. How much can I get? You know? And then I'm like, yo, that's so cool. And then my second thought was, he needs money? You know, like, oh, man. But like, I feel like we don't get enough of the celebrity interviews that revolve around comics.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities that used. I know Eminem. He used the Hulk a lot.
The Punisher. Well, we got him doing a comic book with the Punisher, which is still a book that I'm trying to find. It came in the back of one of those XXL magazines.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, like they mentioned all these superheroes, and you know, Eminem. He mentioned Superman. He's Batman and Robin. Is one of his songs is with Dr. Dre, and it's cool to like actually like if we ever get the chance to ever like interview people like that, celebrities that or singers, actors that actually like really are fans of the superheroes, because you can tell they're fans. You can tell they do their research, or they at least read a comic book.
At least know something, you know. Like, yeah, I know that comic book with Dragon Ball Z when he went Super Saiyan. I know that book.
How about we interview Ruby Rose?
Oh man, can you got it like that? You got the connections like that, TK?
Let me make a couple of calls,
bro. You're friends with Hugh Jackman, dude. Just call him up real quick.
I'll hit him up, see what he wants. He's been hitting me up a lot, but you know, I haven't been responding just because I'm like,
you've been cold shouldering him. You've been ghosting him.
Yeah, I'm like, Wolverine. Who? Like what?
Be like, dude, you died in Logan. Yeah, you're irrelevant.
Oh man, but yeah, there's a lot of rappers that use superheroes in their material.
I mean, it's loaded with content, but let's see. It's 8:58. We're coming close to the cusp of the end of the show.
Yeah, we're coming.
TK, you got anything going on you want to let the people know about?
Oh, so today I should be dropping my video on Chucky the TV series.
Oh, you know, Dylan was telling me there was a Chucky Kickstarter for the comic book series for, I guess, something that would go hand in hand with the show that you're about to talk about. I completely cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's cool. That's brand new. That's news to me. So that's awesome. I'll definitely look into that. But I do have a couple of Chucky books here as well in the comic book form. But yeah, man, I'm trying to drop that video, trying to inform everybody about what's been going on with the whole Chucky TV series and how they bring in Charles Lee Ray, and they're trying to do a different origin story kind of, but keep it the same in the ways. But we did get something from the creator himself, and he did give us like a little sneak peek to what's going on, and we got the voice of Chucky laughing in the background as a yeah. That does not sound nothing
Actually,
like
I have a
him,
Chucky
but
doll. You know, when I was a kid, I was like terrified of Chucky. I never watched a Chucky movie. I think I seen like I was flipping through the channels and I might have seen like a little bit of it, and it terrified me as a kid. And my dad bought a Chucky mask from Party City, and when I was sleeping, he got into bed with me, and he tapped me on the shoulder, and I opened my eyes, and I could have swore I died for a second.
oh man, you crazy.
Oh.
I don't get scared from movies like that.
I get terrified. Last night, so after I watched the thing, I was like, I'm a little bit scared, but like not like scared, but I'm like, I'm fine. So then I turned off all the lights and I sat down, and I think I was looking for Civil War on the MCU app, the Marvel Unlimited app, and I heard like a noise outside, like like maybe like a cat or something, and then that's why I was like, oh no. Like the scaring feel, the being scared of being in a pitch black room and just hearing weird noises outside, because my windows are like hella thin, so I hear everything that goes on outside, and I was like, oh no, this is not gonna end well.
See, when it comes to horror, I don't fabricate anything in my head. That's the thing. Like if I watch a horror movie, I watch it and then that's where it ends. It doesn't carry on. And it's crazy because my mom is totally different. Like she can't watch horror movies just because she would just think about it the whole day and it would haunt her and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, the whole horror aspect finishes for me as soon as the movie's done.
Nice for you.
And then I sleep like a baby.
Damn.
And I'm kind of weird because I actually, this is gonna sound bad.
Oh
but
boy, here we go.
yeah, it's gonna sound bad a little bit. People probably don't understand, but kind of understand me. I actually look forward to like nightmares. But like not some crazy nightmare that like I lose a family member or something like that. You know, nothing along those lines, but something like somebody's chasing me or I'm going through like, I don't know, I gotta survive. I don't know, man. I'm used to that.
Oh man, dude, I don't want to do that. I want to have happy dreams, you know.
Like you're in your own movie when you dream. You feel me?
Oh
So
man,
it's like that's the only time you'll probably be in a film is in your dream.
you know,
So survive.
you know the Titans TV show
Yeah, of
on
course.
the DC Universe app.
Yep.
So the guy who plays Robin, Jason Todd.
He did a live stream.
Yeah, I guess he's in the works and says he's down to do a Red Hood spinoff show.
Ooh.
Live action Red Hood, bro.
Bro, if we could, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me slow down because that's something I do want, but I want it done perfectly. And if to do that, they would have to go in through the whole find a cast member to do the Joker and stuff like that. And to go down that route again to see, I don't know.
Hey, that could open up doors.
I mean, but it could also shut everything down.
I mean, I haven't seen the second season of Titans, but I enjoyed the first one a lot.
I enjoyed the first one as well. I still haven't seen the second. I don't know. Some people were telling me that it was awful, and then some people said it was good. And then what got to me was like I saw a Batman dancing or something, and I was like, "Oh man, dancing like Adam West or something." But it
Slide
was
to the side. Do the
yeah. I
bachata.
definitely have to give it a chance. I have to watch season 2 of Titans. So
Yeah, I probably should. I think when I get the Harley, the membership to watch the Harley book, the Harley animated series, I'm gonna go ahead and try to binge Titans. Which, dude, just put the shit on free. They have Doom Patrol going to HBO Max. Put Titans on HBO Max because I already pay for HBO Max. Let me just like you're making me get all these damn streaming platforms to watch all these fucking shows. It's slightly annoying, you know.
hey, I feel you. I feel you, brother. I have like I'm paying like $15 for like seven networks. So it's like I'm paying cable, but times more, like times 2, probably.
Oof. I don't even want to think about all the subscription services. I like forget sometimes, so then I'll just like I'll lose my credit card and I'll call the company, I'll call the bank, and be like, hey, I need a new card. So that way that way no one can charge me. And then I'll just start all over again and start logging into the accounts I want to use.
Yeah, I definitely write everything down. I'd be like, oh, I'm subscribed to this. Oh, I'm tier something on Perry's channel.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. I definitely will keep an eye out for the Chucky video that you'll be dropping later today.
Oh yeah, man.
That should be pretty
It's
dope.
awesome. I'm excited. I'm always, I'm a big horror fan. So once I've got stuff like that coming out, definitely, because my whole channel was supposed to be comics and horror, but I guess I've been into like the whole comics and superhero stuff. And I want to show that element about me. You feel me? I got NECA toys. I'm into the horror.
What
I'm
kind
all
of
about
toys?
it. This Chucky. Yeah. I still play with my toys. What's up?
Hey,
What's
man,
up?
I'm not mad. Hey, I'm gonna put out some of the pictures of the Spider-Man animated series action figures.
Oh yeah, yo, hit me up or
Yeah,
tag it.
I'll tag it
Yeah.
for you on Instagram. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'll put it in my story. I'll probably make a post about it because damn, they look so damn cool. Like
I gotta check it
I
out,
never
'cause
pre-ordered a toy before, but I'm like, God
Speaking
damn.
of chaos, he put some Apocalypse, like they're coming out with some new Apocalypse figures for Marvel Legends, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's all about it. Marvel Legends is something that I've been trying to dive into, but then I'm scared because it's another addiction. It'll become like a pop. You get me? A pop addiction just with Marvel Legends.
I can't do the pops, dude. Like half the pops I got are AOKs, and it seems like I already have too much. Like I want to get rid of some already, and I only have like 6 or 7. Like it's ridiculous to me. I don't like the pops at all. They're just boxes. They gather dust.
I know, big head. Like I don't know.
I'd rather spend the $80 and get like a small statue, or the $100 get a small slideshow. They look nicer. There's cool detail. And they're not all like cookie cutter, because you look at the Funko Pops, they're all just cookie cutters. All they're doing is like slapping a slight image of what this character looks like and putting him in a box that looks like the show and feeding off your nostalgia or love for the actual show.
Yeah.
Like I see so many people, they have like so many Funko Pops. I'm like, dude, you don't give a shit about half of that. Like you just wasted a ton of money. And I know because I did it. I bought a ton of Funko Pops. I'm like, oh, I like Supernatural. Oh, I like Rick and Morty. Oh, I like Dragon Ball Z. And then I sat there and I got like $700 worth of Pops. And I'm like, I'd rather just buy statues. Like they look way cooler. They retain value. Why would I? Why am I collecting these boxes with the fucking big toys with the big heads and shit? Like I can't do it no more. I'm so over it. That's just me.
And then I'm the same way. I respect, obviously, we both respect the Funko, Pop community that be doing what they got to do, because it's cool to see. I love when people are very passionate about what they collect.
Of course.
So I love seeing that, whether it can be anything, just not bodies, because that's kind of weird. Collecting bodies. But anyways, it's just it's a cool thing. But the way I see it, and I guess I understand what you're saying as well, Perry. The way I see it is like, yo, when it came to Marvel Legends and I see the toys, they look exactly like the cartoon figures or the comic book, figures, or the whoever they're trying to portray. It's just like it, and they have mobility in it, and you can put it in different,
positions.
Positions. Hey, yo, and the articulation on them is crazy. So with a Funko Pop, you're just what do you there's not much you can do with that.
Yeah. I mean, the only Funkos I have right now are things I can't get in the statue form. I can't afford to buy a Lobo statue because they're fucking, the only ones I could find are the real ones are 700, 800, 900, 1,000. I have a Biggie Funko, which is the Notorious B.I.G. I just thought it was cool because I enjoy some of his music. And then I got the Dr. Doom because I enjoy Doom, and Z Collects was like, yo, I got you. And he sent it to me. So I'm like, that's kind of dope. Besides that, I don't have anyone. Yeah, you got, I mean, like, I get it. If you want to have a couple because that's what you enjoy, like, you got to get the Gargoyles. I have a Dr. Doom and a Lobo. It makes sense. But, like, to go out and drop a Gino and pick up, like, 70 different Funkos, and you could tell there's, like, you don't really give a shit about half of them. From my perspective, that's just, at first I did. And then after a while, I was just like, all right, I don't want this anymore.
What am I doing with all of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Marvel Legends and the NECA toys or figures, however you want to say it.
I like to call them action figures, not toys, sir.
Hey man, I don't care who I could call them toys or whatever. Who's gonna judge me? What am I gonna care if somebody's judging me?
Got them.
I'm a grown ass man with a grown ass.
The grown-ass comic book collection.
Oh man.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the show up. I appreciate everybody who joined me in TK this morning, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Have a great Tuesday.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine.
Take a deep breath and relax. It's all going to be fine.
Time to get out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put it on. This is your summer radio station. You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world. No, the universe.